Nyasaye ber, to sechete. I think I'd address protocols earlier. I leave it as it is, but it's important that I introduce, if you allow me. The CEOs were not mentioned by name, so let me mention a few of them. We have the CEO CA, Mr. David Mugonyi. Welcome to Siaya. We have the CEO AJAABU, Lilian Kimeto. Welcome. We have the CEO ICTA, Stanley Kamahuye. Welcome. We have the Chairman ICTA, Honorable Silvanus Maritim. Karibu sana. We have the CEO Konza, John Paul Okwiri. We have the Chairman AJAABU, Bwana Oyolo. We have the eldest brother to our late General Ogola. He's here with us. The one who brought him up.
Mwalimu, okay, there he is.
Mwalimu is here.
Yes.
That is the gentleman who took General Ogola to school as a young man. I think Ayecho Lwen has been introduced. We have Ojeti has also been introduced, and the PC. Thank you so much. I think I wanted to recognize. We have Joe Donde, former MP Game, and I think I'm so much used to my CEO, the CEO Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, Bwana Peter Wakoli, karibu sana. Yeah, usinichape sana tukirudi kule kwa nimekusahau. Asanti sana. I'm currently apart from being the chairman for the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, I am the interim chairman for our party, UDA. Head of Public Service, sir, you know this has been a stronghold for ODM. And the best thing you've done to us as government is to propose Baba to chair the African Union. It's a big thing for Luos and people of this region. What we are saying is that we are sure, because so far I've seen about over 200,000 people from this region joining the party for the few days that have coordinated the party. At the ORPP portal, I have 196,000, and I've submitted 120,000, which I hope will be included by next week. And the CS is doing a lot of work to ensure that we have a large number of people joining the party. You know, Honorable Gumbo has tried to be governor twice. And at one time, I joined him. I wanted to be governor for this county. And then I was told I could not go for nominations with Honorable Rengo because the party felt that it would be embarrassing for a policeman to beat him. So I joined Honorable Gumbo, and shortly before we could go far, my retirement was cancelled and brought back to civil service, so I could not have run with him. So we are working very hard as a team to ensure that we have the people of Siaya join the party and also join government. You know, we have a story here. We were told that we ought not to be ethnic. But our story down here is that when Mount Kenya is joining up their people, Embu, Meru, we are also joining the Kalenjins, who are our fellow Nilotes, so that we work as a very strong, formidable team. So we are soon going to be very unbogable. Also as a community, don't fear. We are members of Nilotic, and there's no shortcut about it. CS Machogo, as much as he's not Nilotic, but he's a member of this region. He's our senior, and we are working together with him. We recognize him, and because he's older than the CS Owalo, I know he's done his level best. The good things we are seeing with CS Owalo, much of it is coming from CS Machogo. Otherwise, thank you so much. I call upon everybody to work hard and join the party, and I pass my sincere condolences to my friend. CS Owalo is not just our boss in the ministry, but he's a long-time friend. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Asante sana. Now I call upon my friend, my former classmate, my former colleague in Bunge, the Honorable Omondi Anyanga, to speak on behalf of Migori team. You can introduce those who may not have been introduced. Karibu Muklela. His political name is Omuklela. Omuklela means the rhino of the plains.
Asante sana Jararira. Yeah, you've just been told that my name is Honorable Omondi Anyanga, and my nickname is Omuklela, the rhino. Thank you. My boss, the head of public service, Waziri Owalo, and the clergy. It is sad, extremely sad, that the person lying here today is described as the most brightest person, a person who scored 35 points, and then 3 principals, then went to the university. That is not just an ordinary person. Waziri Pole Sana. Pole. Joturwa. Waiko ngamalich. Kendo ngamalich kabisa mangamariek. Ageno ne wabro lemo kodu achiel gi chunywa. Kawan kodu achiel etho mar ngamaratego monindone. Those people who are given appointments, those people are coming from Nyanza here. Our responsibility is one, maximum support to the government. There's no question about that. Where I come from, a place called Yateke in Migori County, it is almost 100%. Homa Bay, I'm sure, Owino and other people will be given a chance to talk, will confirm that also. But in Migori, it is purely UDA. And I want to say something, what my brother said, the former police boss. The fact that Raila has been given an opportunity to go and serve somewhere in Ethiopia has given us easy time now. So my principal secretary, Bwana Machogu, support us fully when you are together with Owalo. My head of public service, my boss, you are going to be surprised come 2027. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Anyanga. Very quickly now to Homa Bay, and I'll call my former colleague in Bunge, the Honorable Martin Ogindo, to speak on behalf of Homa Bay County. Meanwhile, we welcome Honorable Felix Oduor Jalango in our midst. Jalango and Wood game duty, but is now the MP Ma Langata in Nairobi. So, Jalango, warwa kisi ayomera.
Thank you to the church, the Nomia Church, and thank you, Bwana Hopes, for gracing this occasion. To my friend, Eliud Owalo, we are very, very happy to join you in solidarity as you condole the death of your brother. I know it is painful, but it is Lord's wish. We live with it. And thank you, Eliud. On behalf of the people of Homa Bay County, if there is anybody who has not been introduced, please by a show of hands. I know all of them, Homa Bay County.
Homa Bay, is there anyone who has not been introduced?
Thank you very much. I think they have been all introduced. Hopes, I've been a frequent visitor here. And what I've found very, very attractive is the church, besides the friendship we have with the CS Owalo. And I've made several applications to join this church of Nomea. There are two aspects to it. The one I find most attractive is that they permit polygamy. So I wanted to join so that I become polygamist, but they said I have to be cut first. Now that's where the challenge is. So Archbishop, if you can waive that bit, then we will come in droves. The other thing I want to say is that I am the chairman of Kenya Fish Marketing Authority, and I work for His Excellency President William Ruto. The only person who works for Kenyans is His Excellency the President. The rest of us work for him in serving the Republic. And I'm being supervised by none other than Hopes here. And I'm also a member of the ruling party, and I want to report, Bwana Hopes, that we have done very well in Homa Bay. We have done our elections, and we are at the constituency level. And speaking with you here is among the delegates at the constituency level. And we can promise that we want to give this party roots, because the work you've done in this region speaks for itself. And I want to thank Odinga, who has really rallied this region together with our peers, Raymond Omolo, and our big brother, Mr. Mochogu, who has given us all the moral support to entrench the party in this region. We look forward to reciprocating what has been done to this community in the name of the appointment and entrenchment of this region into the government. We look forward to working with you. And to the Owalo family, remain strong. We stand with you in solidarity as you see through this celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As we rush to finish, I now call my uncle and the first governor of Kisumu County, Governor Jack Nyanungo Ranguma, to speak on behalf of the great county of Kisumu.
Head of Public Service, Honorable CSS present, the family of GC Owalu, Mowito, Jack Nyunja, the Cardinal Archbishop Gibisobi Madong, Mag Nomea. I just want to confirm for the interest of many here that I'm partly a member of Nomia, so you know what I have done. It has been done. I have come here to condole with the family of Jokajaduong Owalu. Mondo wabiro kamon wakwe chunygi, so that they can bear the loss of their dear brother. The second thing is that I have learned from reading the eulogy that Jack did not like mediocrity. And you know, I come from a great family of wrestlers in Kano Plains, where Luanda Magere is also from. And in wrestling, Omuga can only fight with Omuga. Liech can only fight with the Liech, because they are of equal strength. And the reason I say this, it is important that as we progress in our UDA elections, I want you to take note of this. That in fact, for Siaya, that you must get people who can fight with the other party. Not physical, but being able to express our ideals as a party, our focus, and are able to address a huge number of people like you sit here today. Jowagi gi yera ji ma ok nyal chung gi ja ODM motegno. Yeruru ji motegno ma kochung to bwogo piny ma jaodiem kowuok to embe kowuok to moro nyaka dog piny. Winjo gima ng'isuni? Nikech if you don't do it, ibi nyonu kabie. Ke jogi ng'eny. You know ni wanwa kuma nyocha ok nyal uso ne ok yot ahinya. But our people have embraced UDA because we are there. So we must get our people, the right people in the right places. Akena wajini kidolwe ka jowa gi uwinji. Uwinjo gima wajuno. Yeru jo motegno ma kochunge pa. To go piny ma ja ODM kochung to go man ka osego waaika. Uwinjo gima wajuno. Nikech kama kuro Siaya dhieni, Siaya onego tim mano. If we were to learn from what has happened in Homa Bay, waket tempo malu motegno. Ang'eyo ni ji mochung ka ariyo otegno. To udhi nyake constituencies, nyake wards ji motegno ma kochung e liel. To go wach party motegno. Uwinjo gima ng'isuno. Ang'e ni Kisumo biro, we will learn from Homa Bay, we will learn from Siaya. We learn from Migori, but we then must perfect it so that we ensure that we capture emotions of the people who have agreed to join the party, the ruling party today. I think this is important because we must support our president. And in supporting our president, we are also supporting the party that the president leads. For us to be able to be effective on the ground, we must measure on equal strength for us to progress. Kao kamano jaduong Eliud wabiro kamon waku kodi, waku gi jo odwa mane kanisa na mana abire nus ta duogoni. Dhako chota mani do ni monario kanya bebedo nyamera ni bendo tamore na chiel e masikgo eru kamano Nyasaye munogwe. Weni nyalo luong nyamera en nyaka chiel kene. Eru kamano.
Bwana Hopes and Bwana CS, there are two CSS. As I stand here, I've been accused of something which ought not to happen. I've been accused of being a male chauvinist, only calling males, but I want you to know I have a history. My history is that I'm the last born in my family, very extremely close to my late mom, and I believe she would never lie to me. And as a young man, she told me I'm too ugly to disregard women. So I have to respect them, and I will start by calling the governor candidate for Siaya in the last election, Millicent Orlando. Please come and say something briefly. Then one more from Kisumu. Karibu, karibu, Madam Governor. Nyon piny motegno.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. The floor is yours.
Good morning to our CSS, the PS who has left, and our boss, and the members of the church, everybody else. Good morning once more. I'm privileged to stand here today. The shadow governor, I always tell them I'm the shadow governor of Siaya, and today I'm in front of them to prove to them I'm the shadow governor of Siaya. Now today we are mourning with our CS, Waziri Owalo, and the family, Poleni Sana. What I want to say, because it's like I'll repeat what people have said, I'm a director at Lake Victoria South Waterworks Agency. My boss is there, Bwana Owidi. I want to repeat what people have said, just one, that let us recruit members, especially Siaya, where there's is the core area of opposition, and they are very strong. We must be very strong to counter them. And as I stand here, I'm a lady, I've been always advocate for ladies to come out so that we prove to them, mine nyalo, donge mine nyalo. So as a shadow governor, let us continue recruiting members as our coordinator said, and they've been working so well with my boss here. You are my boss, eh? So we welcome you to Siaya, but UDA is doing very well in Siaya and will surprise you. You said Homa Bay has done well. Siaya will be #1 when we stand and we continue working together. Otherwise, asanteni sana and poleni sana waziri.
Thanks, Madam Governor. I now call upon Mheshimiwa Rose Nyamunga to come and speak. Nyon piny motegno jaod osiepna. Dongi jaod osiepna koso kawuoni kwede.
To the Church of Christ taking care of this ceremony, the family of the Owalos, the head of public service, the CS education, Eliud Owalo, who is the CS of ICT, Jo Christo Ruto, Amoso Ruto ni Musauru, Opakrod. Yes, my name is Rose Nyamunga. I want to take this opportunity to console with the family of the Owalos. The Owalo family, have had an opportunity to know them for a very long time. My sister, who is older than me, went to school with the Owalo sisters. And later on, I also had an opportunity to meet Jane and Jane's sister. So we've been friends for a very long time. We are very sorry that you have lost a brother. And we have come here to join you in support of the loss. Secondly, I want to say that the head of public service, you've been here, you've seen. And you've seen what's going on here. And I'm not complaining. I'm not known to be a complainant. But the imbalance that we have, either in this region or in the country as a whole, the absence of women in places of leadership. I thought I would get a better clap. Yeah, it expands everywhere. You go to a funeral like this, it is there. You go to family sets up, they are there. But when there are some roles they want us to play, they are very quick to look for women to play particular roles. So I want to urge the head of public service and anybody who may have an opportunity to be in a leadership position, kindly always remember the presence of women is very important. Not that we are not capable. We are very capable people, and any assignment that can be given to us will always be done very well. Finishing, I want to echo the words of the president yesterday. I had an opportunity to attend the Madaraka Day yesterday. And one big message that I came with, that yes, there will be a time and there will be a day when Kenya will be united. And Kenya will no longer be divided along the party lines or tribal setups. So that is what we should take home, that Kenya is very critical, very important to all of us, and the unity of purpose in this country is very critical. I also want to join other leaders who have talked about the party leadership and party elections, that we did very well when we were in ODM. Now the Lord has given us an opportunity to serve in UDA. We are going to do our best. At the end of it all, Kisumu is always the leader. So don't talk about Homa Bay being #1, Siaya being #2. Kisumu is going to be #1, and Kisumu has always been #1.
With 60,000.
Yeah, but we are happy that we are in this new dispensation, and we want to tell you that we are going to support the government and to support the president in everything that we are going to do moving forward. Other than that, I thank you very much, the family of the Owalo, and we want to tell you that we are together with the CS, who has always been very supportive every time any one of us has had any challenge. I am the chair of poster, the poster that you know. We are working very hard to make sure that poster gets back on its toes,
and work very hard when it comes to issues e-commerce. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Honorable Hopes, as you had Waziri, one of the friends that the late Jack was in class with was my senior in the profession of engineering, Engineer John Nyambok. He has just walked in. Engineer, Biwacha Nematin about Jack, and then we conclude and I'll give it back to the CS. Karibu, Engineer. Welcome. Thanks.
Oh.
To the church that is presiding over the farewell of my late friend and classmate, Jackson, to the Owalo family, the Archbishop family, the greater Prophet Owalo family, the people of Gangu, those who have come to see Jackson be sent off to his final resting place. Good afternoon. I come here, though late. I had a prayer meeting at Chemelil this morning, which had been arranged a long time before Jackson left us. It was to start at 10, but we did tell the bishop to come early. He came at 8:30. So I'm late, but I had to come because I knew Jackson in 1981 when we joined the University of Nairobi. Jackson wanted to be like his late dad. He had chosen education during the Form 6 period. He was admitted to Kenyatta University College then, which was a college of the University of Nairobi. But after 2 weeks, because he had passed very highly, he moved from education and came to do engineering. He came to mechanical, I was in electrical. So we started the journey together. We had common units which we were sharing in classes. Jackson was a very brilliant chap. Jackson would not be happy if he never scored 100 in a paper at the university in engineering. He was extremely brilliant. When some students were differentiating a constant, he was getting 100 in those papers. Differentiating a constant is getting 0 in the mathematical language. He was a committed person. We moved from first year to second year after a long break that was occasioned by the 1982 attempted coup. When we were in second year, Jackson started getting unwell, but he was still determined to continue. We continued and moved to final year when Jackson joined student politics and was in the cabinet of the student government of PLO Lumumba, who was the chairman then. These days they call such a position the president. And I remember in 1984, December, we accompanied the head of state then to Dar es Salaam for the anniversary celebration of independence of Tanzania. We went with Jackson and PLO and the rest of the team to Dar es Salaam. And during that time, we had a chance to visit the leadership of Dar es Salaam University. And the English that Jackson spoke there took many people many years to really get to understand. In fact, the Tanzanians had to request for somebody to translate to them in Kiswahili after the speech. Jackson used to speak very tough, deep vocabularies. I don't know the time he had to go through these tough words, but he was known for very tough English. Jackson had a focus to attend his PhD in 1990, and so he had a name, Owalo PhD 1990, when we were at the University of Nairobi. But because of health, he did not live to attend that vision that he had for himself and for the community here and for this country, Kenya. I mourn him as somebody who was with, who was very thorough, committed, and focused, but God had different plans for him. He has now gone ahead of us. We'll also follow him But we thank God for the life he had with us and pray for the family members he has left behind to soldier on, gain strength, and move on. Whatever plans he had, may the Almighty provide the Owalo family with the wisdom, the strength, and the comfort to accomplish what he had said to do. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Secondly, I come here as chairman of Chemelil Sugar Company, where Jackson's brother is one of our managers. Edward is the nucleus estate manager. So I bring condolence messages from Chemelil, from myself as chairman, from the board, from management and the staff of the company. I know there are staff, fellow colleagues of Edward who had come here earlier. They may have spoken, I'm not sure. But even if they had, I add on to what they may have spoken that we are deeply hurt and have heartfelt condolences to this family for the loss of their elder brother. May you be comforted. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen.
I have the hopes and CSS who are here. I think we have come to the tail end of this, the session that I was guiding. Mine will be very brief. Just first introduce one of the prominent leaders from this area, Dan Oreng. Please wave to the crowd. Dan Oreng comes from, there are two divisions here. This is Raila division, Madian division. He comes from the other side. Waziri and family. First of all, my condolences. I know what it feels to lose somebody who is close to you. All of us in this room have at some point gone through that, the pain, the anguish, the confusion. It's very deep. But I can tell you, please celebrate Jack. Celebrate Jack, don't cry for him. Jack touched so many people's lives, and it was an example that sometimes adversities can touch people's lives more than opportunities. When we joined the university in the late 80s, those days the tradition was that you get an induction lecture from the VC, who was then Professor Mbithi Philip. Then you get an induction lecture from the principal of the college, who was then Professor Francis Gishaga. And then the final induction was from the Dean of Faculty, who was then the late Professor Jeremiah Kitheka Musuva. And when Professor Musuva was giving us the induction speech, he said that I know, and it pains me, that nearly half of you will either get a supplementary, get a special exam, or fail to finish. And indeed, in my class of electrical engineers, we started at 43, but only 24 graduated when we graduated. But Professor Musuva told us, there is a gentleman who has been in this university. We have asked him many, many times to defer so that he can get treatment. But he says he has a calling to finish. And he gave us the example of your brother. I was there. I saw the level of suffering that Jack was going through. Welcome, Mheshimiwa Tuju. This is our former MP, my immediate predecessor. So, Waziri and family, Patricia, don't cry for Jack. Professor Musuva told us, if Jack, in his condition, refuses to quit, what reason do you have to get a supplementary? What reason do you have to get a retake? What reason do you have to get a special exam? What reason do you have to fail? We were going to the university for the very first time, and we were inspired by your brother Jack. No, granted, of course, he was suffering, but that ability to fight against so many odds, that is something you should take home from this man we are burying today. Sometimes what you give to the world, what you give to the universe is not your own prosperity, but how you inspire the lives of others. And I'm one of those people whose lives were inspired by Jack. Secondly, Waziri, we thank you for the support you have given us at the UDA family in Siaya. But I think in this room, if there's anyone who has fought alone against the ODM juggernaut in Siaya, it is me. What is worrying me And I ask Owino and our group, please, I'm seeing complacency. There's a word in Dulu, a phrase we normally use, giniwasekao. Podi, not yet. I know the ruthlessness of ODM. I know how ODM throws all the rules of the game when it comes to elections out of the window. Yes, we are working as a team, but I want to tell you where we stand, and I'm speaking as a battle-hardened general in this county. Where we stand, we are the underdogs, they are the overdogs. It's as simple as that. If we go with the mentality, that is important because we are going for party elections. And honestly, I'm disappointed when I see some of the people who want to hold these positions. This is a very rural constituency. Everybody knows everybody else. When you are trying to be a chair of a polling station and people know you as a chicken thief, how will you inspire others? It's not going to work. Some of these people who are bringing their names, they have conned people. They are known as conmen. How are we going to go when we bring such tainted characters? We need courageous fighters, selfless fighters. That is the only way we'll do it. It's not a walk in the park. We are the underdogs. But come 2027, Bwana hopes, with the support of our good CS and PS Omolo, we want to prevail. It will not be a walk in the park. It will not. We have to fight, we have to work, and our work begins now. Jok Maduaro, Nimondo Bed officials. Don't come because it is a ruling party. Being an official of a party is a volunteer opportunity. It's not an opportunity to make money. Some of us made a lot of money as engineers. It has all gone into politics. We are not regretting because the cost is bigger. Lastly, as I finish, Bwana Hobbs and Waziri, I'm a believer in Kenya. And I'm a believer in the greatness of this country. I am a believer that this is probably the best country, the best place to be in the world. I've gone to all the continents of the world. Let no one cheat you. We have a beautiful country, and each and every one of us has a duty to make it better. But more importantly, we are about 45 communities. And I can tell you, there are more things that unite us than divide us. CS Machogu, I went to school at Karnotunga High School. You know what your people call us, the Abagares. It is derogative, but it is inspiring. We were young men then, and we would be our group, the Abagares, the Abagusi on the other side. And when we try to reach out, the Kisses are very interesting people. They will tell you, Omosio, Karuga, they are basically telling you, you are uncircumcised, you don't belong. You know? But I want to tell you, Bwana Hopes, some of us saw it as an opportunity. So, but CS Machogu, I say again, teki kidogo namna hii itanifanya should not belong. So culturally, as you go back, ujue huyu former Omogere has got character traits that were inspired by Kisses. I will not tell you. My wife knows about those character traits. And I'm telling you this, Bwana Hopes, because I was there. That time I was fighting my brother here, Raphael Tuju, to be the MP for Ariada. It was not an easy fight because my brother Raphael, we are extremely good friends. In fact, we come from the same clan. He's actually my uncle. But politics sometimes divides husband and wife. So Waziri, you know we are now good friends and we want to continue that way. It was so tough that at some point I had to get the big guns of ODM at that time, the really big guns, ile bunduki kubwa. And one of the bunduki kubwas I called was a man called William Samoei Arap Ruto. And he came here, we went to the school here, Kametho. He couldn't even pronounce Raila's nickname, he was calling him Makwambo. We were here, he campaigned for me. Extremely generous man, I didn't have money, because really I was fighting the government, and he gave me money. But what I want to say, in 2007, Ruto stood with Raila to the last man. Is there anyone who can deny that here? He did. Mali, hali na mali. On 16th December, we were just 11 days shy of election, 2007. Ruto came here with Musalia Mudavadi. Then Musalia Mudavadi was the vice president designate and Ruto was the prime minister designate. It was tough. This man, Raphael Tuju, I respect him. I moved from weighing 125 kilos to weighing 61 kilos. Until my opponent said, huyu anakufa ukimwi. Because I couldn't, all my trousers were falling. And when you go back, please tell, I have told the president this and I'll continue telling him. But everybody thought that having an ODM ticket, you have gone through. But my brother here unleashed government power on me. Where he was giving 500, me I was putting 4 people in 50 bob. So it means each one goes with 12 shillings and 50 cents. Him is giving 500. And then the president noticed, the current president, that I was very unhappy. So he told me, Gumbo, are you okay? I told him, I'm not okay. As you can see, I am not okay. So he said, what's the problem? I told him, nimeachwa hapa, and I'm facing the entire PNU brigade. So he opened his briefcase. There were 3 bundles of 1,000 shillings each. So he asked me, how much do you want? I said, I want the whole briefcase. And then he told me, how will I sleep in Kisumu? I told him, when you move to uko na jina kubwa, you will find a way. And finally he told me, uniwachie kidogo. I took 2, and he remained with 1, a very generous man. What I want to say, we are one with our brothers, the Kisses. Mheshimiwa Machogu, tuko kitu kimoja with our brothers from the mountain. In fact, we are so much one that only that they are in the mountain and we are in the lowland. Tuko kitu kimoja. And I was taught when I was in college that there's a principle called the principle of indivisibility. The principle of indivisibility means if we are together, nikipata umepata, ukipata nimepata. One hopes there is no way we are going to be bystanders as one of us is the president of the Republic of Kenya. We will go in there. Na safari hii, go and tell His Excellency, we are here. The big guns of Siaya, the big guns of Luoland have come out. Tutapambana. Politically, this time, where he got 4,000 votes in Siaya County, I'll be shocked if he doesn't get 200,000, because we'll make sure he gets 200,000 votes come 2027. So mine is just to plead that we move forward as a country. We work with the government. We are ready. We are willing. We have the energy. Thanks mainly to CS Owalo and PS Omolo. And we are going to make sure that this community, through our policies, through what we do for our people, because one of the things we are telling our people, that our presence in government will not make any sense if we cannot bring the resources of this country to touch their lives. We are bringing those resources to touch their lives, and we know that way we are going to ensure that we move forward as a country so that our community is not left behind, because we are one anyway, one nation, one people, all aspiring to go the same way. Asanteni sana, God bless you. Waziri, before you come, kindly, just allow me, because I am not really for just a signature.
Thank you very much,